Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nova Scotia Volleyball Championships here at the Canada Game Centre in Halifax, Nova Scotia. My name is Raisa Lalani and I've got your call for this game. This is your 16U Girls Tier 1 pool play game, and we have got the Fusion team taking on the Fall River Fury team. We saw Fall River earlier today here, a couple of games ago, and they're going to take on a new team to this court, Fusion. Looks like they're just getting ready and set up to go, and then we'll be calling the action for you for this whole game. It looks like both teams are ready to go, and starting us off on the serving line here is the Fall River side. With the ball in her hand right now, we have number 11, Molly Marquis. Jump float. Passed up by Cotreau. Dumped over, picked up by Bevis. And a swing from Marquis is going to score for Fury. Back on the service line again, here's Marquis. Short float, and it is picked up by Fusion. Free ball over. Carey setting the 30. That ball just hit into the net by Peters. A good try there, but that is going to be a Fusion point. Back to serve here now, Dion. And that ball is going to sail just out of bounds. Point going to Fall River. Back on the service line now, here is Parley. Float serve. Passed up by Surrett. And a set in the middle. That one just going past the middle hitter. That is going to be a little bit mistimed. Point going to Fury. And there's a big serve from Parley. Service ace for Fury. Parley back to serve. Surrett with the first contact. Saved by D'Entremont. Bevis with the free ball pass. And a big swing from the left side, and Fader, it is dug up, but then Peters is going to throw it down before it crosses the plane of the net. Fury serve. Free ball put over by Cotreau. Parley on the first contact, set out to Fader. Fader now turning it down the line. And there is a big try there from Amaro, but that one looks like it just hit the floor before she got a touch on it. Serving the ball is Parley. That ball set to the left, and that one is going to go into the tape. That is a Fury point, and we are going to see a timeout called here by the head coach of Fusion. Both teams back on the court. Serving the ball here is Parley for Fall River Fury, and she's going to miss that one into the top of the tape. Point going to Fusion. Back on the service line now is Surrett. Marquis with the first contact. Parley setting a pipe. Marquis with the roll shot. That one is going to just go into the tape. Point going to Fusion. Serving the ball again here is Surrett. Float serve passed up by Bevis. And a 61 behind for Peters, and she is just going to sneak it off the top of the tape, and that is going to score for Fury. And after getting that point for her team, she's going to head back to the service line. Jump float. Roll shot from the middle from D'Entremont, but that one is going to go deep and out of bounds. Point going to Fury. Jump float, and that one guided out of bounds by Surrett. A nice follow to the line from the passer. Point going to Fusion. D'Entremont back to serve. Jump float. Parley with the pass. Set out left. Fader finding the floor, but unfortunately just outside of the lines. That one is out of bounds for Fader. Serving the ball again is D'Entremont. Jump float. And that is a huge serve flying by the libero. That is a service ace. 6 serving 9 here in the early goings of this first set. Jump float. Bevis with the pass. Free ball over from Fader. Surrett on the first contact. Set out to the left. And a big tug on the ball by Amiro, but it is dug up by Bevis. Fader now going down the line. It is dug up by Dion. Parley. Carey setting it in the middle. That ball set to the left. A free ball dump over by Amiro is going to score. Short on the Fury's defense. Point going to Fusion. Looks like we're going to see a timeout called here from the Fall River Fury side. Both teams back on the court. D'Entremont still serving here for Fusion. Jump float. Marquis with the pass. Set out left. Roll shot, and that one is going to go just out of bounds. Point going to Fusion. D'Entremont back to serve. That ball's passed up to Carey. Carey setting the middle, a roll from Underhill. Surrett from the right side. And that one is going to find the corner of the court, and that one is landing in bounds. Fusion now tying it up here. D'Entremont, a big serving run here for Fusion. And that one's going to go into the bottom of the tape. Exactly what Fury needs here. 1 point setting them apart. Here is Carey back to serve. Jump float. Passed up by Cotreau. DeViller in the middle, but there is a big block there from Underhill. Back on the service line is Carey. And that ball kept alive by Fusion. DeViller is going to put that one over. Picked up by Bevis. Set to the right. Marquis looking to go down the line, and she's just going to cut that one out the side. That is going to be a Fusion point. Surrett back to serve. Parley with the pass. Carey on the right. Fader going cross court, and that one is going to go deep out of bounds on her as well. Fusion point. Surrett back to serve. That ball is passed up, set to the left. Cut cross by Marquis. A good try and save there from Dion, but that ball just a little bit too tight for her. Fury point. Back on the service line now is Fader. Jump float. DeViller is going to send that one back into the middle. Free ball over by Cotreau. Underhill with the first contact. Parley looking to go sharp cross, and it is dug up by Amiro. Amiro trying to punch it over as she gets back up, but that one is going to go out of bounds on her. Point going to Fury. Looks like we are going to get a substitution here coming into the match for the Fall River Fury. This is Kylie Simpson coming in to serve for Fader. Float serve. And that is a service ace. And there's a big serve from Simpson. Free ball over. Ball set to the right. Markey hitting that one cross court, but that one's going to land out of bounds. Point going to Fusion. Amiro back to serve. Free ball over from Parley. Surrett now with the free ball over. Simpson with the hand pass. That ball set in the middle to Underhill. Underhill looking to tip that ball. Looks like it just came off her hand a little bit funny. That's going to be a point for Fusion. Float serve. Parley with the first contact. It's chased down by Simpson. Marquis looking to put it over, but it's not quite enough. That is going to be a point for Fusion. Amiro back to serve. That one's going to go into the top of the tape. That point going to Fall River Fury. Serving the ball here is Underhill. That one's going to go into the top of the tape. Point going to Fusion. DeViller back to serve here for Fusion. Jump float. Pass up by Simpson. A big save there from Carey, but just going behind her hitter is that ball. That's going to be a Fusion point. Looks like we're going to see a timeout called here from the Fall River Fury side. DeViller with the serve. Marquis with the free ball over. Surrett. And a tip in the middle there, deep into 5, and that is going to score for Fusion. DeViller with the jump float. And that one's just going to sail long and out of bounds. That's a Fusion point. Molly Marquis back to serve. Jump float. Passed up by Cotreau. Free ball over. Peters. Swing from Surrett on the left, and she's going to drop it in front of the defense. That is going to be a point for Fusion. Big serve there from Dion. Parlee finding the seam, and she's going to throw that ball down. Huge kill for Parlee on the left side. Substitution coming back into the match here is Sydney Fader, a left side front row for the Fury. Float serve. Surrett with the first contact. Dion chasing it down. Free ball over by Cutro. Bevis to Carey. Carey to Fader. Fader hitting it hard off of D'Entremont's hands. And that is going to be a point for Fury. Parlee back to serve. That ball is passed up by Surrett, set out to the left. Sneaking over the top of the tape, keeping it in control is Fury. Carey putting it deep. Cotreau with the save, free ball over. And that free ball is out of bounds. Point going to the Fury. Parlee back to serve again. And that one is going to land short. A nice float serve in the seam there. Point going to Parlee and the Fury. Fury now in the 20 zone, 20 serving 18. A close match here as Parlee's looking to pull the Fury away. And she's going to do it with another service ace. And it looks like we are going to get a timeout on the Fusion side here. Both teams back on the court here looking to close out. This first set is Parley leading the Fury team 21-18. Another service ace will do it for the Fury. That serve just dropping short in front of the passing line. Amaro with the first contact. A good save there by Fusion. Surratt with the swing, but that one going into the top of the tape. Point going to Fury. Parley back to serve. Float serve. Cotreau with the pass, tipped over by Dion. Carey looking for Fader on the left. Fader with a huge turn down the line. A nice dig from Amaro. A big chase down there from Dion. But unfortunately not enough to get that one over. Great defense from Fusion. But that is going to be a Fury point. 24-18, led by the leadership of Parley and her serves. Here she goes again. Cotreau. And it is going to be a service ace. Racking up the stats for her team is Parley. And there you have it, folks. The first set has come to an end. 25-18 for Fury. Don't go anywhere. There's still a whole nother set to be played. Both teams are back on the court here, getting ready to battle it out again. It was a close game the whole first set, but then Parlee leading with some tough aggressive serves to finish off that set for the Fury team. But we'll see some serves now from the Fusion side. I'm Rachel Lalani. This is your 16U girls pool game. Game number 3 in the pool being shown here on Bell TV1, and we have got in front of us Fury and Fusion battling it out. DeViller starting us off with a serving ace. Point going to Fusion. Jump float. Marquis with the pass. Free ball over. DeViller with the first contact. Dion setting it to Pittman. Marquis with the dig. Carry out left to Parlee. And Parlee just hitting that one into the top of the tape. That point going to Fusion. DeViller back to serve again. Jump float. That one hitting the top of the tape. That point going to Fury. Parlee serving the ball. Passed up by Surrett. A big swing from Amiro, trying to cut that one sharp cross, but a little too much angle on that one going into the net. Point Fury. Parlee back to serve. A good touch there by the Fusion's Amiro. Passed up by Fader, set out left to her. Dug up by Cutro. Back row swing from Surrett, and that one is just gonna go out of bounds on her. Point going to Fury. Parlee back to serve. Passed up by Surrett, set in the middle. A great cover by Marquis on defense. And hitting it over top of the blocker is Fader. Fury getting fired up for that kill. Parlee back to serve. And that one's gonna sail out of bounds on her. Point going to Fusion. 3 serving 4, heading back to serve here is your setter, Dion. That ball's passed up. Set to the left, Fader going down the line. Dion sticking a limb out and getting that dig. Free ball over. And a tip over from Peters, a smart play there, but it looks like it was a little bit too much of a carry. That's gonna be called against Fury for Fusion. Dion with the serve, Parlee with the pass. Set out left to Fader, and Fader is gonna throw that ball down the line. A huge attack, even bigger swing. Fader with the kill. Peters with the serve. Jump float. First contact by Amiro. Cutro. Peters with the free ball pass. Set out to the left. Fader this time going cross court and beating the libero Cutro. And she's going to rack up another stat kill for Fader. Serving the ball here once again. This is Peters. Jump float. That one hitting the top of the tape. Point going to Fusion. Amiro with the big serve, passed up by Bevis. Carey setting it out to Fader. Fader with the free ball over. Picked up by Amiro, set into the middle. Swing by D'Entremont. Marquis with the dig. Carry out to Fader again. Fader into the hands of D'Entremont. A nice block from Fusion, and then this time Fader finding the seam. Carey just feeding her, knowing that she is going to put that ball away with some aggression. Carey back to serve. Jump float. That ball is passed up. Set to the left. And a good save there from Surrett. Carey with the free ball over. Picked up by Pittman. Set out left to Surrett. Surrett now turning down the line, and that is going to score for Fusion. Back on the serve side for Fusion is D'Entremont. Jump float. Bevis with the pass. A nice job by Carey getting it off the net. Marquis with the tip. It is tipped over. And it looks like Fury's going to be called on the net for that one. That is going to be a Fusion point. All tied up at 7s here. Another nail biter for you folks in webcast land. D'Entremont back to serve. And that ball called out of bounds, and that is a Fury point. Back to serve here now. This is Sydney Fader. Jump float. That ball sailing out of bounds. Too much heat to handle. Fusion point. Pittman back to serve now. Float serve, hitting the top of the tape. That is a Fury point. Bouncing back and forth with this missed serves are both of these teams here. We'll see if Underhill can break it on the Fury side. And that one's gonna hit the top of the tape, and that is another miss. 4 in a row here as we'll keep going. Both of these teams trading points, 9 apiece now. Back to serve. Here's Surrett. Bevis with the pass. Marquis on the right. That ball set out to the left. Picked up by Bevis. But there with the party ball kill is DeViller. Point going to Fusion. Surrett with the serve. And it is going to be a service ace off of Fader. Point going to Fusion. Looks like we're going to get a timeout call here by Fall River Fury. Serving the ball, Surrett. And Parley looking to save that ball. Bevis bringing it back to her side. Fader is going to put it over. Cutro with the free ball. Dion's going to send it out left. And Miro with the tip. A good read by Parley. A nice touch on that, but no one there to get that second fusion point. Serving the ball here now once again is Surrett. Bevis with the pass. That ball set out left to Parley. And that is going to be a great swing by Parley. Off of the hands of the blockers, Point Fury. Back on the service line now is Marquis. And that ball's passed up. Set to the left. Carey with the dump, picked up by Cutro. De Villers setting that ball up. And Miro with the swing and a nice topspin on that ball as she crams that ball. Sharp cross. De Villers back to serve. Peters with the first contact. Marquis. Peters putting a free ball over, picked up by the hands of Pittman. Set into the middle, D'Entremont, and that one is going to go over top of Peters and out of bounds. That's a Fury point. Heading back to serve here now is number 1, Parley. That ball's passed up and over, picked up by Fader. Set out left to Fader. Fader going high off of hands. And it looks like she just hit the net there on that swing. A little bit of a tight set. Point going to Fusion. 14-11 for Fusion. And speaking of 14, back at the service line is number 14, Dion. Marquis with the first contact. Saved by Fader. Underhill with the swing. Set out to the left. Miro high off of hands and sharp into the corner. Fusion pulling away here, 15-11. Dion with the serve. That ball passed up by Marquis. Carey setting it out to Fader. Fader with the swing deep in the corner, cross court, and that is a good spot for that shot. That's a kill. Peters back to serve here now for Fall River. Jump float. Passed up by Surrett, and it is dumped over, picked up by Peters. And just squeaking it by the defense is D'Entremont. And that is going to be a point for Fusion. Serving the ball here is Amiro. Marquis with the first contact, chased down by Bevis. Parley with the free ball over. D'Entremont blocking that free ball, and that is going to score for Fusion. (17 serving 12 here. Miro back on the line once again for Fusion. Bevis with the one-handed pass. That one's out of bounds. Point going to Fusion. And we are going to see a timeout called here by Fall River Fury. Both teams back on the court here. Fusion looking to create some trouble here and take this to a third set. Amiro back at the line to serve. Marquis with the pass. And there's a big swing cross court from Fader, and that's going to score 13, serving 18. And that will send the setter for Fall River, Carey, back to serve. Jump float passed up by Pittman. Set to D'Entremont. She's going to throw that tip down. Marquis with the dump. Keeping it alive is Fusion. Bevis with the pass. Marquis from the right side this time, and that one is going to go out of bounds. No touch called on that, though. The Fury seemed to think there was. Back on the service line here is D'Entremont. Float serve, passed up by Parley. Carey with the save, swing by Underhill. Dion setting it back, and Pittman just putting that one out of bounds cross court. That is going to be a Fury point. Looks like we're going to see a substitution coming into the match here is Kylie Simpson. She's going to take out Sydney Favor as she heads back to serve. Simpson with the float. That one's going to hit the top of the tape, and that is going to be a point for Fusion. Fusion back to serve. Here's Pittman. And that is going to be a service ace for Fusion. Serving the ball once again, here's Pittman. And another service ace here for the Fusion squad as they are really in control of this second half of the second set. 22 serving 14, looking to force a third here. Pittman with the serve. Simpson passing that ball up, set out to the left. Parley with the roll, picked up by DeViller, set out to the left. A good dig there by Simpson in the back row. Parley with the swing. Cutchero with the dig. Right side set. Pittman with the swing. Marquis with the free ball, picked up by Amiro. DeViller with the throw down tip. Parley putting it high. Free ball over from Bevis. And a swing in the seam there for Surrett, and that is going to score. Point Fusion. 23-14 here. Back to serve is Pittman. And we are going to have a substitution coming into the match here now for Fall River Fury. This is Madison Hill taking out Amy Carey. Float serve. Parley. Hill with the set. Underhill putting it deep. And there's a big block there from Marquis. Set out left to Surrett again. She's going to look to try and turn it down the line. No touch from the blocker. That's going to be a Fury point. Back to serve here now for Fury. This is Underhill. That ball going into the center of the tape. And it is going to be a Fusion point. Serving the ball is Surrett. Simpson with the pass. Hill to the right, and hitting that ball out of bounds is Marquis. 25-15 here. Fusion is going to take it with their resilient play, and we are going to see a third set here to see who wins this game. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the third set. Welcome back to the Nova Scotia Provincial Championship. This is the 16U Tier 1 girls pool play here on Bell TV1. My name is Raisa Lalani. I've got the call. It is a third set here. Both of these teams battling it out to get to this position, and we are going to get started right away here with Simpson serving. Cutro with the free ball, and that ball is going to be guided out of bounds. Point going to Fury. Simpson back to serve. And it's a service ace for Simpson, point Fury. Simpson with the serve the other way this time, and it is a service ace. She can put that ball exactly where she wants it on the back line. Simpson racking up 3 points for Fury. Here she goes again. That ball passed up by Surrett. Cutro taking the second. D'Entremont with the roll, and that one's going to land out of bounds. Fury point. Back to serve once again. Here is your star server for the Fury this set, Simpson. Amira with the swing high over top of the blocker, and that's going to score. Back on the service line now, here is Dion. Float serve, and that is a service ace. And there's a pass up from Fader, set out to the left, free ball from Parley. D'Entremont in the middle, and she is going to carve that ball to one with some authority and put that ball away. Point going to Fusion. Dion with the serve, Bevis with the pass. A nice 30 to Peters, and she's going to sneak it between the blockers. Carey getting fired up for that point. Fury back at the service line. Serving the ball here is Madison Parley. And keeping that ball alive is Fusion. A good scramble play there, but just not enough to get it over. Point Fury. We're going to see a timeout called here by the Fusion coach. Both teams are back on the court here. Serving the ball on the Fury side is Parley. And that pass into the net by Amaro is going to be a service ace for Parley. 7 serving 3. Looking to get the switch to 8 is the Fury team. Parley back to serve. Amiro with the pass. Dion's going to save it and put it over. Bevis to Carey. Carey to Fader. Big block there from Fusion. Carey with the dump, and that is a smart play pushed inside and sending it back behind her to the corner. And that means Fall River Fury is going to get the switch here at 8. And both teams will switch sides, and then we'll continue this exciting action. Serving the ball again here for Fury, Parley. And it is a service ace. That ball is passed up by Surratt, tipped over by D'Entremont. And it looks like that is going to be a fusion point. A little bit too much of a carry there on the Fury side. Heading back to serve here now is number 7, Amiro. Amiro with the serve, passed up, set to the left, and Fader with a huge swing in the seam. That is a Fury kill. We're going to see a substitution on the Fusion side. Coming into the match here is Surratt for Amiro. And serving the ball on the Fury side is Peters. Dion with the dump, Peters picking it up. Fader once again in the seam, right through the block. There's a huge kill for Fury's Fader. Peters with the jump float. That one's going to go into the center of the net. And that is going to be a fusion point. Heading back to serve here now is D'Entremont. Jump float, and it's a service ace. Point going to Fusion. Jump float by D'Entremont, Parley. Bevis, free ball over from Carey. Pittman with the first contact, chased down by Dion. Pittman with the score, but that one is going to go out of bounds. That hit not quite enough. That is going to be a Fury point. Carey back to serve. Passed up by Surratt. Set at right. Pittman with a swing. That one's going to go long. That is a Fury point. 13 serving 6 here. Back on the line. This is Amy Carey. Jump float. Surratt with the pass. Swing in the middle. That one's going to go out of bounds. Point. Or the refs are going to decide to call that one inbound, so that is going to be a point for Fusion. And Pittman's going to serve that ball, passed up by Parley. Fader from the right side into the block of Surratt, and that is going to be a Fusion point. Pittman back to serve. But before she has a chance to do that, we're going to see a timeout called by Fall River Fury. Both teams back on the court looking to stay alive. Here is Fusion Pittman with the serve, and that one's going to go into the top of the tape. Fusion now at the advantageous point of being at 14-8 here. Fury going to try and steal this one away here. Fader on the line to serve. Jump float. That ball's passed up. Set to the middle. DeViller with the big swing. Bevis with the dig. Parlee with the huge swing cross court, and that is going to end the game. That last point by a beautiful kill from Parlee, and there you have it, folks. Fall River Fury is going to take this one in 3. Don't go anywhere. There's still one more game. I know you have it in you. I know I do. We are going to come back soon here in webcast land for this last game of the day.